Here it is. We're finally ready to send 2024 out, and for one, I'm excited. Although I am a little worried about 2025. Not gonna lie, 2025 begins with a WTF, if you know what I mean. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So come 2025, we might be begging for 2024 back, but anyway. All right, guys, here we are on Christmas Eve, and we slowly getting caught up. Down to my last two things to wash. Got the service truck, which is absolutely filthy. Then we got the loader tractor and bush hog, and we still got the 4440, but that's still out in the field. Now that Andy's done hauling grain, he's him and Carter running everything through the shop, getting cabs cleaned up, and put a ceramic polish on top of the ceramic coating, just because I like all that added extra protection.
Knock the red out first.
Andy says he's not quite done with the cab. Man, it looks a lot better in here than when I finished up a harvest. Tell you what, if Andy ever wants to quit farming, he got a second career as a detailer. But anyway, we're gonna put in a little over half a day today, knock off early for Christmas Eve. So know this is gonna come out a long time after Christmas, but from all of us here at Griggs Farms, I hope you and your family had a great Christmas. Some of y'all might be wondering where Kelly's at. Well, Kelly's up in the office. If you remember from earlier this year, I told you that the ag software program that I'm using is being sunsetted at the end of this year. So she's going back. We got records on there going all the way back through 2009, and she's printing off like all of our fertilizer records, our application records, and all that kind of stuff. The new software I'm using, they converted over some of my database, like my soil tests, my soil maps, my yield data and stuff, but all the other data, they didn't export over, and I at least want a record of it, because with all these programs, carbon programs, whatever, they want back data of what you did fertility wise and all that kind of stuff. And we may never use all those records, but definitely didn't want to lose them. So she's printing off reports from every year going back to 2009 and saving them on the computer. That way, if we need them, we got them. Anyway, hopefully today's the last day I put on my rain gear, and that's pretty good, because I don't know if it would survive getting put on another day. It's starting to get pretty tattered. So anyway, we'll see y'all back out here after Christmas. We still got work to do before the end of the year. It's a lovely day to be working on this thing, ain't it?
Oh yeah. If you fall, it won't hurt your knees though.
So you want to tell everybody exactly how that happened?
I wish I knew. I honestly have no idea. I mean, our best bet is we were on that ledge over there and we pulled the bush hog, but 30 minutes after it.
So you're saying it's Carter's fault?
It's all Carter's fault. It's always Carter's fault. he said it.
All right. Well, I got lucky when I was there in Tennessee Tractor picking up those wedges. Had a guy in there told me the easiest way to do it. So first thing I'll do, jack it up, get the dual off, and then we'll have to rotate the wheel around to where on the ring where the humps are, it's going to be at the top. He said you get those on first, then you jack the tractor up, those wedges up against the ring, and then you go putting them around the bottom and stuff, and then we'll get everything centered and tighten back up just like you tighten a tire up. He said it's not that bad of a job. The only bad part of the job is going to be the mud we are working in. But it's not going to get any better. So let's get that outside dual off, see what we're working with. All right, you got the dual off, and then got all the wedges going around. Now, I guess the big question is, and I'm open to suggestions, how we get this tire standing back up straight, because there really ain't a lot of clearance to
Can't use a dual thing either.
Yeah, well, we'll sit here and stew on a little bit while the ground dries up, and we'll figure something out here. All right, we got all of our wedges out now. We just try and get we got the tire rotated right now. We just try and get it stood straight back up. All right, we kind of got it placed. We got the top 4 wedges on, got it jacked up. Now we're going to put all the rest of them around and start and make sure we got the wheel evenly centered and start tightening them up. All right, we got it centered on and we got all the wheel wedges in. We kind of interspaced the new ones with the old ones, and then we got it wheel halfway centered. Use a scientific gauge called my finger, and we got the very tip top one tightened up. Now we got it jacked all the way up, and we'll tighten the one on the opposite and tighten it like we do a tire and try and prise down on the wedges, make sure they're gripping the rim real good. Yeah, I know I'm probably not doing it right. This is my first time ever doing it, so feel free to flame away in the comments. All right, we got them all installed. The wheels seem like it's pretty well centered. Reckon now we'll let it down, put the dual on, drive it back home, put on wash pad. When pulling the shop to detail, we'll check. Yeah, we ain't got to pull the wheel off, but we can check those nuts, see if we can get a little bit more on them after it settles. Riding home, I found out how these worked. I thought the wedges you just prized them out and to grab the wheel, but they're actually, the way they're designed, they're kind of wedge shaped. So as you tighten the bolt, it pulls it in there and wedges it against the wheel real good. So actually a pretty neat design. And I think we got it. I think we got it right, but time will tell. And your car, whichever one of y'all drives home, if you're doing a whole lot of this in the seat, I'd say we probably didn't get the wheel centered quite right. All right, well, I'm glad to have this done. This is the last piece of equipment we need to put away for the winter, and it's not going to be sitting in the field anymore. Carter had a real good idea. Rather than sticking the dual on here and then having to recheck those bolts back at the shop, we're just going to throw that dual in the back of Carter's truck, and we can put it on that at the shop, drive that thing home, and then pull it in the shop and retorque all the bolts. I tell you what, that's one of the handiest devices I ever picked up. Picked up to the National Farm Machinery Show probably 10 years ago. It makes putting duals on and off a snap. No, just hold it straight up. Let me come around to that side. Got it? All right, lean it over this way. So here it is. We're finally ready to send 2024 out, and for one, I'm excited. Although I am a little worried about 2025. Not gonna lie, 2025 begins with a WTF, if you know what I mean. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So come 2025, we might be begging for 2024 back. But anyway, to wrap up this year, we got a few things left on the agenda. We got the majority of our equipment cleaned, parked, and put away for the winter. But even though it's still before New Year's, I'm gonna go ahead and get the light display down today, because right after New Year's, it's predicted to get really, really cold, and I'd much rather see our litter buggy parked under the shed. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. And then down here at the shop, Andy and Carter gonna be working down here. Carter pretty much got the 4440 washed pretty good. Andy's got a couple more spots to hit around the engine. Then we're gonna get our cotton trailer here in the shop, and this disaster that we call a shop, it's time for the annual yearly clean out. I think it was probably somewhere around the middle of corn harvest. We just said screw it for the rest of the year on keeping things cleaned up and put away. We just got behind, and well, this is the result, and I'm ashamed of this, but it won't be like this for long. It's something we do every year. We completely load up everything that can be picked up, everything in the shop, put it on a trailer, get it out of here. You know, pressure wash the floor real good, then either put sealer down or some xylene on the existing sealer to bring that shine back. Then throw away the stuff that we don't need anymore, all the trash and everything, then come back and put everything back away nice and neat. And it keeps our small shop from getting even smaller. If we didn't do this every year, I mean, the walls would just slowly close in, kind of like what you see right here, but just a whole lot worse. So anyway, that's gonna be one of the final to-do things for 2024 is get this shop completely cleaned up. All right, one last look at Kelly's masterpiece. We fix and take the turkey, I mean the chicken down one last time, but it's not quite looking so much like a masterpiece anymore. It's looking more like a third grader's paintings. A month being out here in the weather is definitely taking wear and tear. We got some strands not even working anymore. This half of the wheel light's not working. We got our tape failing and everything, so it's not looking quite as good as it was. But hopefully it helped raise the Christmas spirit for a few folks in our community. So anyway, guys. Well, Carter and Andy been working hard all day on this shop. Down here and check on the progress. Well, we just gained I don't know, 500 square feet in here, didn't we?
Gained a couple feet on the sides here.
I don't mind working in this shop. We can actually fit some equipment in there. Looks like you found a missing socket there too.
I did. Our 1.5 inch is right here.
Oh, good deal. How many other tools did you find that were misplaced and hid?
Sadly, not as many as I think we lost, but we came up on a lot of those blue sockets, so they were still missing 5 of them.
Well, that happens. I guess I want to get on Harbor Freight or Northern Tool and get some replacements. This is why I don't invest in high quality, expensive tools, because they generally go missing before they break. What'd you say?
Found my gun.
Now, a gun's not a good thing to lose. Well, it looks like it's about ready for the pressure washer tomorrow. Roll some of this other stuff out here. Carter, if you get out here on time in the morning, y'all ought to have this done plenty of time to go celebrate New Year's Eve tomorrow night. I wouldn't stay up all night playing Farming Simulator like you did last night. Happy New Year's, everybody. Well, 2025 is here, for better or for worse. I know everybody always seems to want the new year to come in because previous years usually been difficult, crappy, hard, you name it. But sometimes I found out that the previous year is better than the year coming up. So don't know what 2025 is going to bring us. Remains to be seen, but we'll be sure to show it to you here on YouTube. Anyway, what I'm doing on this New Year's Day is Carter and Andy, they got the shop completely cleaned out, got the floors pressure washed and everything. So I'm getting here and make this floor look nice and shiny. Now, if you've been watching us a long time, I think it was 3 years ago, we had a crew come in and completely strip the concrete floor because this shop was built in, I don't know, somewhere around 1985, 86. Yeah, this thing's almost 40 years old. And anyway, every year we cleaned it out. We just come in and put another layer of sealer on top of the floor after we pressure washed and everything. And over the course of many, many years, the non-high traffic areas, especially like next to the walls and stuff, got built up with a pretty thick layer of sealer and started becoming, you know, kind of discolored, mismatched and everything. So I had a crew come in here and completely grind the whole floor down, get rid of all the sealer. And then, you know, then we resealed it. And then for the last 3 years, rather than actually putting sealer on there, I've been spraying xylene on the floor after we pressure wash it, just to bring that nice gloss back and make it look good. Well, after 3 years of traffic, especially here in the main high traffic areas between the doors, you know, some of this sealer is worn off, and we're back down to bare concrete. So my plan is I got a bucket of sealer, and the throughway here in between the doors, we're going to put another coat of sealer. Then over here next to the edges, we're just going to come in and spray xylene and make it all nice and shiny. Then let this cure out. Kelly, myself, and the kids, we're going to take a couple days away, go to Gatlinburg, go to the mountains. Kind of a little mini vacation, let all that cure out, and then when we get back, we'll move everything back in and be ready for a nice clean shop to get started with on all of our winter work. All right, guys, well, there you go. Better than you. Be ready to move back in here in a few days. And then the real fun will begin. All right, we just all got back from Gatlinburg. Andy beat us down here, already started putting away stuff. Now we just got the big stuff put away. We'll have a nice clean shop, ready to work in again. She's all nice and clean, ready for some work. We got chickens in here because it's really, really cold outside.
Shut up, get in. Did you let him out?
Why not? Why would I do that?
Because it's what you do. Don't do that because of that guy right there. Yep, they're back in here again.
I'll give you a quick glimpse of another project I've been working on. It's been hanging up for 2 years now. My snowmaker. I found a Facebook page that's dedicated to making snow with snowmakers, and I think I figured out what I did wrong. So we'll try and get that going, or try and get that fixed the next couple days, and get to making some snow with these cold temperatures. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this year. Don't really know what the next video is going to be. We're going to get started servicing stuff. We got soybeans to haul, got a lot of office work planning to do for 2025, and that's what's going to consist of the month of January, guys. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. See you on the next one.